What about that one over there?
This one?
Yeah, look at that.
Okay, let me see. Oh, it says to Dad.
Well, what about that one over there? That over there. Who's
This
that?
one?
What about that one over there?
This one?
Yeah,
It says to Grammy.
Granny. Well, what about this one back over here?
Which one?
This
one?
Yeah. What about that?
It says to Bill.
But, man, I ain't got no presents at all. I ain't getting nothing for Christmas.
I'm sorry, Zeke, I don't see any.
Man,
What are you guys doing?
we're trying to find some presents. First, I didn't have a stocking. Now there's no presents for me. I'm afraid this is going to be a very bad Christmas.
Now, Zeke, surely you know that Christmas is not about presents. That's not what makes it a good Christmas.
Well, I can tell you something that sure does help. I know presents aren't what Christmas is all about.
But it sure is the best thing.
You can say that again.
Well, do you two want to know what the best present that God ever gave to mankind was?
It's Jesus.
Well, actually, the best gift that God has ever given is Emmanuel.
And that, what's Emmanuel?
Do you know, Hope?
No.
Is that like the boy in the well?
No, actually, Emmanuel was a person.
Man, I'm so confused. So the boy named Emmanuel was down in the well.
No, honey.
I'm
No,
lost.
there's not about a well. No, there's no well.
You said Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
Oh, that's his name?
Emmanuel was his name.
I got it.
And that's the best gift that was ever given. You ever heard a song with the word Emmanuel in it? Have you heard one?
Rejoice,
Emmanuel has come for thee, O Israel. Yeah, that's a song with the name Emmanuel in it.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Do you know what it means?
No.
No? Well, I tell you what,
Don't
let's
look
do.
at me.
Let's get our Advent calendars out.
Oh, candy!
Candy.
Grab those Bibles behind you, Hope, and let's get our Advent calendar. Let's see, which one's Hope's, which one's mine. Okay, this one's mine. Hope, hand that to Zeke over there. And this one's for you.
And we'll start our Christmas adventure.
And today is day number 3. That's right. So everybody find your number 3. And I'm going to save mine again. I can't really talk and eat, you know.
Okay, look. Yummy.
Hey, Zeke, we eat with our mouth closed.
Yeah, but it's just so good. I want you to see. Look.
Oh, no, I don't need to see it. No. This is not seafood, right? Hope, have you got it out? What's the shape? Can you tell what it is?
It's a gingerbread house.
That is right.
Can I find the Bible verse this morning?
You sure can. So here's your Bible. You take that one, and I've got mine.
Creamy chocolate.
And we're going to go to the book of Isaiah.
Maybe that's the best part of Christmas.
All right, let's find Isaiah. Do you remember how to find Isaiah, Zeke?
Yeah, go Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy,
Joshua, Judges,
Luke,
1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms and Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations. I want you to go to Isaiah chapter 7.
Big 7.
And verse 14.
Good one, Hope.
Very good.
So, what does it say?
Hope, you want to read it for us? Can you find it? All right, just go find the big 7. Then you find Isaiah. Got it?
Where's 7? Oh, there it is.
Found it? Now find the little 14, the one that's under the 7. Found it? got it? It starts with the word therefore. Would you like to read it in my Bible? Mine's a little bit bigger and I've got it underlined.
Yeah,
Okay, mine's underlined right there. Do you see it?
Uh-huh.
Go for it.
Therefore, the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall
Conceive.
conceive and bear a son, and shall call him Emmanuel.
Very good. Now, do you know that this verse was written 700 years before Jesus was born?
Excuse me?
Whoa, that's a long time. That may be even a little bit older than Grandpa. But what does that have to do with Jesus and Christmas?
I know. Mary was the virgin and was going to have a son.
You're exactly right.
Does Jesus mean Emmanuel?
Well, that's what we're going to get to. So Mary and Joseph, they were both Jews. And so as a Jew, they knew their holy book. It was part of their religious customs that they would read straight from the books. And so they studied the holy writings. So they knew this verse really well. After Mary became pregnant, an angel visited with her and her fiance and told Joseph, don't worry about taking Mary to be your wife. And I think we should go look at that and see what it says. It's in the book of Mathew. So let me read this one, all right? So here's what's going on. Joseph is very upset. And an angel visits him and tells him, don't be afraid. You can marry Mary.
Mary.
That's right. And then the angel tells Joseph these exact verses that was in Isaiah.
Can you imagine how crazy it'd be to have an angel come speak to you?
That'd be the craziest thing ever.
You see, God, he often sent angels to people in the Bible, especially if those people were sad or hurting in some way. And in this story, Joseph, he was hurting, and God sent an angel to make him feel better. Let's look and see what happens in Mathew chapter 1,
Big one!
verse 22. All right, let me try to read this one this time, okay? Now, all this was done that might be fulfilled what had been spoken by the Lord, by the prophets, saying, behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is God with us.
So an angel came and basically just like read the Bible to Joseph.
Yeah, you're right.
You see, before Adam and Eve, remember them? Before they sinned, God walked with them in the garden. And he was always with them. But when they sinned, his presence left him. And that was really upsetting, not just to Adam and Eve, but also to God. Because God desires, he wants to be with his people. So Jesus, he has a lot of different names. I don't know if you know that. And one of his names is Emmanuel. And that name means God with us.
God desires to be with me.
The creator of the universe wants to spend time with me, and me,
Yes.
and me.
And you guys, and you, and me, all of us. You see, it's a crazy thought. But the God in heaven truly wants to spend time with us. And he's made a promise that he'll never leave us. Never will he leave us. Once God comes into our hearts, he will never leave.
And when we die, we'll go to heaven, and we'll never leave him.
Yeah, my grandmother died and she's in heaven now. I miss her a whole lot.
You know, I understand that. My grandmother died too, Zeke, and I miss her a lot. I have friends who died and they're in heaven and I miss them. But see, God, he sends comfort to me because he made a promise. And I can feel his presence with me inside of my heart.
Presents. That sounds like presents. And speaking of, I ain't got none of that tree.
Well, you're right. The word presents does sound like presents.
Presents.
Right, Hope?
Mm-hmm. They do sound alike, but they're spelled differently.
Yeah. And see, the presence of God in your heart is the best present you'll ever receive. Because it's from that present that we know that God, our Jesus, the Emmanuel, God with us, will never leave us alone.
That reminds me of a song you used to sing me.
No, never alone. No, never alone. He promised never to leave me, never to leave me alone. No, never alone. No, never alone. He promised never to leave me, never to leave me alone. It's a good song.
Yeah, sometimes I feel alone. Like when you put me in that box, man, I feel really lonely.
That's sad.
That sounds so sad. Maybe we should never put you in that box anymore.
I agree.
Well, you know what? Everybody feels sad sometimes. And especially at Christmas time. Christmas is a time where we can really feel lonely. But do you know what? If we can remember God's promise, His Emmanuel, that He's always with us, and we ask Him to help us feel Him near us, then it will help us not to feel lonely.
Well, I'm going to try that.
Well, I think that's a great idea. And for now, I think we need to finish our Christmas adventure for today. What do you guys think? Is it time to say bye?
Yeah. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you for watching this Christmas adventure as we study the true meaning of Christmas. Over 2,000 years ago, Jesus Christ came to this earth as a baby. He lived here for 33 years. He lived a perfect life. He gave his life on the cross of Calvary so we could be saved. 3 days later, he arose from the grave. He remained on this earth for 40 days before he went back into heaven. As he left in a cloud, angels told his disciples Jesus would return to earth one day. This season, as you look forward to celebrating Christmas, pay attention to the feeling of anticipation you feel. Remember the promise, He is coming again. This time He will not come as a baby, but as a king. May the feeling of joy and anticipation of His second coming be even greater than Christmas. The King is coming.